This one reminds me of one of those French artists.
What, Cézanne?
I don't know. I haven't asked her.
Mario Party may finally have some competition with Lego Party, and we're going to review it right now because I've been playing a ton with it, including with these two fine folks right here, being John and Connie, my usual Mario Party crew. I brought them in to play Lego Party with me, and I think it's fair to say we've all been having a blast, right?
Yeah, it's actually been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's super cool. Something different.
It is something, that's the thing, it is something different. Even though it is very similar to Mario Party, this is the first time I feel like Mario Party actually has real competition, because it's so similar to Mario Party that it almost feels like an expansion to it. Like with 4 new boards to be specific, 60 new minigames in total, and it's been a total blast. And although it is very similar to Mario Party, it does some of its own things unique as well, that does give it its own unique flair, including an amazing presentation. This game's presentation, I will say it, it blows Mario Party's out of the water. This is so freaking good, because you have not only the awesome aesthetic of Lego bricks, with like things being built in front of you and whatnot, but you also, and the customization of your characters, which I know, Connie, you're trying to get that chicken still, right? The chicken suit.
That chicken takes forever.
It does take forever. And on top of it all is, throughout the game, you have this pair of announcers, which are hilarious. They narrate every part of the game, including the board games, the mini games. They comment how you're doing and how badly you're doing.
Player 2!
First one out in the round, and that has to sting.
Doubtful, Ted. The water's so cold, they probably can't feel anything.
It really is genuinely surprising they let us do this to the players.
They keep track of who's winning or losing. It is so funny. It's so well done. And the humor isn't just for kids. Like, there's some adult humor that's snuck in there, you know? So they really are, they found something special here, I think. Because even though it may not be perfect across the board, this is the first truly good Mario Party competitor I've played, to the point where I can see some people preferring this game. And even myself, I still go back and forth which I would choose in the end. I still need to give this game a little bit more time, but the fact that it's a contender at all, and is definitely better in some ways than Mario Party, is saying a lot. So I want to drill down into why we think this game, if we all agree, might stand toe-to-toe with Mario Party here. John, you've been playing a lot with us. Like, what do you think about this game? Is good or bad, I guess?
I see a lot of good with it. Like you said, the presentation, really crisp. I feel like they took a little bit from like the Lego movies and a little bit of like their own little touches. Like, you'll have skeletons dancing with you when you get a brick on like the spooky mansion, and all these cute little touches, all while like constantly being fed this forward momentum. You know, the announcers are telling you what to do. You're always moving. It feels a lot more brisk, like you're going at a quicker pace than Mario Party. Because Mario Party, especially the newer ones, it feels like a turn can last forever. Like, everything moves just a touch little slow. Like, it's never like offensive, but you can always feel it's like it could be a little faster. This Lego game, it's like you can get done pretty quick with like a 8-round match.
Yeah, Connie and I have been playing Mario Party for almost 10 years, I think, now. We always like to do as many turns as possible. Now, we haven't fully explored that in Lego yet, but we are able to fit in more turns in less time than compared to like Mario Party Jamboree, which really kind of slowed things down, right?
Yeah, I agree. So for me, I think the biggest thing, as John said, the speed was really good. I think that the games are much quicker. And one aspect I do like about the game a lot is the mini game is before the actual gameplay, because it makes the whoever wins the game gets to go first, and I think that's a cool twist to it too.
We actually had it in the final turn yesterday where John threw a game so he could go fourth, right? That way you could have the best decision making for the final turn in that case.
Yeah, I was like, I purposely threw it just so I could have a better chance at like stealing a brick from you guys.
Freaking you jerk.
Yeah.
And it worked out. You won that game, I think, right?
I won that one with like flying colors because I got 2 bricks in the last turn.
This game has been so fun for me because it really is just like Mario Party, like, for better or worse. If you don't like Mario Party, you're probably not gonna like this game. If you like Mario Party, you're probably gonna love this game, or like as much as Mario Party at least, because they really just stick true to the essence of that. Like, every turn you have a mini game, you have an item shop, you get studs instead of coins, you can buy gold bricks instead of stars, and whoever has the most gold bricks at the end wins. Very similar, but some other differences are the fact that as you go through each of the 4 boards, you'll come across elements of it that you can build in addition to it. So it'll give you a couple of options, and that builds a whole extension on the board, and you can choose which one you want.
Yeah, and I like how it builds into the Lego aesthetic of like creating your experience, and I think they did a really good job with it for the most part. But I think you've ran into this issue where they don't really explain what these options do. They sometimes do. Like the narrators once told me what exactly each one's did, but they only told me that like once. But generally the rule is like one gives you studs focused like a reward, the other one gives you like gold brick rewards. But it's not always clear, and I wish they like gave a little text box for each one.
That would be a little nice. I do agree with that. If we're a little clearer on which thing you build does what. What I like about this game too is it really has a good balance between the board game and the mini games in general, which I love about Mario Party because I love playing strategically. I love like taking my time, figuring things out. You know, Connie can attest to how much time I spend on my turns sometimes.
Yeah, too long, but I think the biggest thing is this game is much quicker. I think the turns are just faster and it just makes it more seamless, and that's what I really liked about this version of the Lego game.
I do think the turns do go by a little bit quicker here, and I do wonder if maybe there's just like a little bit less strategy than Mario Party. I think there's just kind of like less I think there's in general a little bit less options. Like in Mario Party, you have a ton of split paths. There's probably fewer of that here, but they do things interesting with the boards that like mix it up regardless. Like in the space board, for instance, it's fragmented into different sections. Each time you reach the end of a section, you can choose where you warp to next or teleport to, and that's really neat. And I find that way more interesting than like Mario Party's Spaceland equivalent.
Yeah. And that one ended with a boss fight. Like that one had a like I like how each one seems to have this as they call it escalation time, and each board it like gets more and more extreme. Like I really like the alien boss one, not because I was able to sweep 4 bricks out of each one of those special events, but
just had to mention that.
But yes, I did. But like the fact that everybody had to kind of like technically work together, or else they would get like brainwashed by the alien, and the alien would make your turn, which actually cost one of us to like make a very bad move.
I agree with that, but I like, as you mentioned earlier, the customization with the boards. I think it's fun because you get to change it up. Whereas with Mario Party, I feel like it's always going to be the same. You kind of know the outcome is going to be the same. And back to what John was saying earlier about how when they explained which option is which, I think it only does it in the pirate stage, in the first one, because that's like the intro. So they kind of explained which option was either getting gold bricks or the other one was about losing gold bricks. So I think that's the only one that it did explain. So I also do agree that it should have been added later on.
Speaking of customization, another big part of the game is, unlike Mario Party where you only have like the flat roster of characters of like what, a dozen, maybe 2 now, but in this game you have so many freaking minifigures you can play as now. It is ridiculous. We mentioned Connie's trying to unlock the chicken earlier, but I was playing as like a slice of pizza a couple days ago. John, you were what, a ninja or something, right?
I was like a robot, like a one-legged robot.
Yeah, who you been playing as, Connie?
I can't remember. We've been playing so many games. I've been a different character.
Yeah, and that's what's fun to mix it up, right? You're not just... It reminds me of Mario Party 2 where you had the different costumes, you know? And I wish it would, like, steal elements of this game now in Mario Party. Because, yeah, it's so fun customizing your character. You can mix and match the body with the head. And you get those unlocks, too, which gives you a sense of progression, you know, throughout the game. And, you know, Connie may stop playing when she finally gets her chicken suit in 3 years or whatever it is, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was level 75.
And the progression system's pretty interesting. Like you get an overall progression, which gives you usually costumes, like new minifigures, but also there's like a board-based progression. So the more you play on one board, you get specific rewards for that, which I think is also pretty cool.
That's cool. Speaking of boards, there's 4 of them here I mentioned. There's like the pirate one, there's a theme park one, a space one, and a what's it called? Ninjaro?
Ninjago.
That's
Ninjago.
Ninjago. Yeah.
You're gonna get like the Ninjago fans upset. They're gonna be like,
Sorry.
Ninjaro.
What do we think of the boards in general? Did we like them, or...
A-class. Like these are solid boards. These are like the worst one is still a great one. You know, it's like there's nothing that none of them feel flat. Like they all have their own unique gimmick, which helps them stand out, but also since that building aspect comes in, it feels almost like you're getting more than one board.
Right, because there's different permutations of it, as Kanye was saying. Like, you can play the same board again and have a different experience, like a different actual layout, whereas Mario Party, it's always the same, you know, for better or worse.
Yeah, I agree with that. It changes. You can change the game every time. And also by the number of turns, too, that also adds to it. Like, I think if you have more turns, it's easier to strategize where to go, because there's just so many paths you can take, and I think that in order to win the game, right, you just have to like kind of have more turns.
If you guys had to pick a favorite board, though, what would it be? Connie, do you have a favorite of the 4?
I think I like the space one the best because I like the alien aspect of beating up that
Yeah.
alien at the end. I think that was pretty fun to do and racing each other to collect the free bricks. So that's one thing that I do like about this. Each board they have options where they do give free bricks. Where if you don't have enough studs, you can collect bricks instead, which is cool for free.
Right.
Yeah, I think Ninjago one's probably the one that gives out the most free bricks. But you have to like verse against boss characters. But it's relatively easy to time. So once you get accustomed to it, you can usually always get that free brick.
So is that your favorite one then, John? That board?
It's that or the space one. The space one's got a really solid mechanic behind it.
Also, of course, a big part of this is the mini games. There are 60 brand new ones here, of brand new because there's no other Lego Party game, obviously. Some of which are definitely inspired by Mario Party, but there are also many here that do its own thing as well. Interestingly, there are really only 2 types of mini games. There's a free-for-all, of which most of them are. There's a handful of ones that are the dual mini games, which are basically this game's 2 versus 2. So what I like about this is, even though there may be only 60 mini games, they all are in categories that you will consistently come across. There's only 2 categories. Whereas in Mario Party, in the newer ones at least, you'll often, just never see so many games because they're in modes you won't play, or they're tied to particular elements of the board, like Jamboree buddies. And so it feels like in this one, like it almost feels like at times the selection is even bigger compared to Mario Party, because like in the free-for-all games, there's so many of them here, whereas in Mario Party Jamboree, there's only, I think, less than 30 of them. What did we think of the mini games though?
I think the minigame options are really good. I think there's a variety of them. Some of them I'm not so good at, like the driving ones, but there's other options of games that for people who are, not good at driving games, there's a big variety of games to be successful in.
A big thing is that you vote every time for the mini game. So
cool.
So that's cool. That can also be a problem if you got a certain set of group of people that are like really skilled at one mini game. They'll all just team up and choose that one. But like that's the nature of the business. Sometimes you're gonna win it, sometimes you're not. But what I like about these mini games is that if it's a really simple and easy to understand mechanic one, they often do it in rounds. But if it's like a more complex one, it's like a one and done. But the more complex ones are pretty interesting. They usually have things to mix it up. Because some Mario Party games, like when they're super simplistic, it's just like it's one round and it's over. And you're like, oh, I wish I could have more rounds.
Right.
But so that's what I like that this one does. It was like if it's super simplistic game, multiple rounds. I'm not the hugest fan of the take turns one, but there are good take turns one. But there's also one really not fun take turn one.
The frog one.
A lily pad one, right?
Yep. That one can be a little annoying, especially if you get knocked out early and you're just sitting there waiting for the other players to do their thing. I agree, but overall, I think the selection of games is at least on par with Mario Party, and I think possibly even better overall. There's very few minigames here where I didn't like them. Maybe a couple stinkers in there. Otherwise, most of them are a lot of fun. And are unique, like these, even the ones that rip off Mario Party, I think they improve them. Like there's a debatably better version of Bumper Balls here, except there is one small issue on Switch, only on the Switch version apparently, I believe, where the shadows weren't appearing for the bricks that you can add onto the size of your ball to make it bigger, which meant it was harder for Switch players, but I could see them on my PS5.
Please, developers, just for that one mini game, crank up the shadow resolution or something, just for that one, because I didn't realize how unfair of advantage. Because I was like, I can't read the depth of like where these are gonna fall, and I hear Andre, it's like, you don't see the shadows. I'm like, no.
And then we realized there's no shadows on the game, and we obviously lost to Andre.
As usual, not.
Yeah, right.
The biggest complaint I have about this game is just that the end game feels a little flat. Like, as you approach the end of the game, it starts to become clear who's probably going to win it, and especially in the final, especially as you reach a final turn, it's almost clear for sure by that point, especially if someone has a considerable lead, because this game, for better or worse, is a little bit less random than Mario Party, or maybe a little bit less luck-based, I should say, because what this game lacks is it doesn't have the final reward at the end of the game. We're like, hey, you land the most happening spots, here's a bonus star for you, or whatever, right? And so it removes any suspense from the end, and so you're just left there, like, kind of like anticlimactically, as you know who won, as they slowly go over the results of the game.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think that's a key element to Mario Party, is that you never know who's going to win. I think that's like kind of the appeal, is like at the very end, that one person who thought they were like in dead last, boom, you get all 3 bonus stars and you're in the lead. This one, when it's done, you know what's going to happen. It's all just bragging rights then. And I think that takes away a little bit of that like suspenseful like excitement that Mario Party has at the end. And I think if they could add something like that post release, that would be great. But as is, it's fine. It's just it kind of like you said, deflating ending.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think like the last turn of the game, I found like in Mario Party, it gives you the last 5 turns, and then they, increase the blue spaces, and you get 6 coins or something like that. But I feel for this game, the one thing that I didn't love was the studs and everything were at the last turn, which didn't give you an opportunity to even push further to try and win. Whereas in Mario Party, you have the opportunity, you have 5 turns to kind of ramp up your coins, buy stars. Whereas this was just the last turn, they close the shops. Which I did like actually a lot. They closed the shops and changed that to a chance time. That's something I loved about the last turn, though.
Good, that's a good call, actually. Yeah, so there is basically their equivalent of chance time here. The only downside, though, is it's a little tamer compared to Mario Party, because I think at most you can only trade a single gold brick, rather than all of your gold bricks like in Mario Party, So that was a little disappointing as well, because again, it lent to the kind of like limp final turn or two, where like if someone's far ahead, there's just no catching up, because you can't trade all your bricks with them, or you don't have enough bonus stars, or any bonus stars to help you recover, so yeah. Any final thoughts before we kind of wrap it up here about Lego Party that we haven't touched on yet?
Biggest thing is Mario Party is a Nintendo exclusive. Lego Party isn't. And it's crossplay. So this is going to be huge for people who may not own a Nintendo console but want that Mario Party experience. And this is, I would say, equal level to Mario Party. So I feel like you're not getting a lesser experience. So anyone who's like computer, consoles that aren't Nintendo, if you need that, if you're having that itch for a party, highly recommend it. Presentation, great. Boards, fantastic. Minigames, awesome. So really just good choice all around.
I think it's pretty close to Mario Party. Mario Party is always going to be nostalgia for me. Like, it's my childhood. I played, the original Mario Party 2, 3, and so on. But I think the Lego Party is really good. I had a lot of fun playing it. I still do. Like, after playing with you guys, I still play a few more rounds with my husband, so it's pretty awesome. We're enjoying it big time.
That's awesome. I know you've actually put more time into it than I have. Every game I've played has been with you two, basically, and then I know you've been playing offline too, so yeah, you're the pro here. Well, that's basically our review, everyone. So if I had to put an official score on this, I myself would give this, I think, an 8 out of 10. I think it's super fun, super competitive Mario Party, and I think it's an amazing start for what could be an ongoing series, if not an evergreen title, assuming they keep updating it, which I hope that they do. I don't think they've announced any plans for it, but they add even more boards, add some more options to it, add those post-game, add some bonus stars at the end, or bonus gold bricks. This could really elevate this even above Mario Party, even though it already beats in some respects. So yeah, fantastic game. And John, Connie, thanks for hopping on and chatting with me about it, and hopefully our audience has a better understanding what this game is about now. All right.
Yeah, no problem. I was enjoying the game, so no problem here for me.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's super fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a great game.
Fun. So definitely check it out, everyone, if you like Mario Party, or if this sounds good to you. So with that, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.